Drax.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Can I congratulate the new member for East Lothian for an excellent, lucid speech. I thoroughly enjoy history. I think we all do. We heard a lot of history in his speech, a lot of passion too. I think he mentioned he had a journey from Labour to the SNP. May I suggest a further journey to the Conservatives? But maybe that's something he can think about later. Can I also congratulate the other maiden speeches? It's been an absolute pleasure to listen to them all. And I remember giving my own, 9 years ago, How Time Flies. I want to talk just quickly on 9 different subjects, very, very briefly, on the Queen's speech that affect my constituency in the main, and this is an opportunity I see for me to do so. So far as on today's debate concerned, can I congratulate the government for the path it's taken? Ambitious and aspirational, I think, are the words I would use. Can I just urge a level of common sense so far as the future direction of travel goes, in that we do not want to end up seeing thousands of people in our country unemployed because of these ambitious and aspirational targets that are simply not achievable. But that doesn't mean to say we shouldn't try. First of all, the National Health Service, can I touch on the recent decision to move A&E and maternity from Poole Hospital to Bournemouth Hospital? This has caused, understandably, a lot of anger and disappointment from constituents of mine, not least in Swanage, and I would urge the government, please, to relook at this. Secondly, in social care, Dorset Council is one of 2 new unitary councils that were formed recently at the government's behest and, of course, at the behest of the people of Dorset. Huge cuts and sacrifices have been made, and savings too. One of our major problems is paying for social care. Now, the Prime Minister has mentioned this, it's high on his agenda. Can I urge the government, please, to sort this as soon as possible, because I do not want our new unitary authority left high and dry, being unable to afford social care at this crucial time. Thirdly, education. I have fought with many, with F40, the campaign group of lower funded councils, to get a levelling up of funding for our schools. That has been achieved. Having spoken to them yesterday, and they have a conference, I think, in March near here, which I shall be attending, their view and mine is more fairness is needed in the funding formula, particularly when it comes to SEND, which again in Dorset is underfunded, and we do need government help and a priority to look at this. Weymouth College, further education in my constituency, is the only place where young people have a hope to get into further education and on into better careers. That too needs more funding. And sitting on the Education Secretary's desk is the tick box exercise, call it what you will, for a new special school in Portland. Can I urge, please, that the Secretary of State signs this off so we can open this much needed facility on Portland as fast as we can. Home ownership. More affordable homes to buy and let are desperately needed. And when I say affordable, I mean truly affordable, not 80% of market rent. We need more social homes, 1, 2 and 3 bedroom, to buy and to let. Now, we rely on Dorset, as many do now, because council homes, as we've heard, have been sold off, on housing providers. The government in its manifesto had put £2 billion aside for more affordable homes. Maybe when the Minister sums up at the end of this, they can tell us how this money can be reached and how much money is available for Dorset for this desperately needed facility. Justice system. Sir James Spicer, the renowned MP for West Dorset, who sadly is now passed away, started a thing called the Airborne Initiative at YY Portland. This is getting young men out onto the moors with trained instructors, both from the Army and the prison service. That has now gone to YOL Feltham and Brinsford. It is hugely successful, and can I urge the government to roll this out right across the justice system, because it is working and reoffending is being cut. Fifthly, on the police, 120 more officers under the current funding formula are going to be seen. Can I urge the government, please, to stick to that? Dorset needs more police officers. On infrastructure, the dualling of the Salisbury line, which won't just help me, but all seats on it and to North Devon, and a beaching hole at the Yeovil Junction where the bed is still there. If we can just fill that bed back in with track, it would hugely help access to Weymouth and other my seaside resort, and of course the island of Portland. Seventh, maintaining all business rates. I think this has been mentioned, but I know it has, the government has this on its radar. These really do need to be looked at because they are highly punitive, particularly to the small businesses. Yeah. On the transport network, eighth, buses. I can't understand when these bus routes are given out to commercial companies why the routes that are given to them cannot be made compulsory. Yes, perhaps the profit margin won't be X, it'll be Y, but they'll still make a profit. Leave it to them, the entrepreneurs, to make money out of these least affordable routes. I'm not saying you should have a regular service, perhaps, to these remote villages, but perhaps in coordination with those who live in the villages, there can be a bus service in the morning and a bus service at lunchtime, so the elderly can get to the shops and come back in time for lunch. Something of that. I cannot believe it is beyond the remit of a good entrepreneur and a good company to sort this out. Finally, the armed services. In my day, it was 5%.